These are the instructions, okay? That's just one screw into that hole, right? Even though it's got two arrows pointing, when you look at this part, it circles this part that's screwed.
Alpha, the Falcon is back. Prepare for him a hard work with attitude.
Hello and welcome to the next episode of Build the Megazord, and we're looking at issue 66 this time, continuing of course with the Saber-Tooth Tiger, and we're literally picking up where we left off last week, because, and it annoys me when they do that, because we had these parts left to assemble and we had the screws ready to go, but the instructions of what to do with these parts didn't come into this issue, so it just left you with some loose screws. And I hate it when there's kind of that crossover between issues that's left with two screws, because I have lost them before now and had to kind of make do with other screws from different builds. I have a pot of little tiny screws. For some reason I lost one, but I've got a pot. So anyway, just keep these screws safe. Well, I hope you have kept these screws safe because they came in last week's issue. Also on this week's issue, there is only one piece. We only get one piece in issue 66. But it's quite a good piece. We'll get onto that in just a moment. Let's continue with finishing off this hind leg. So the first thing we need to do is get this part here. And so we're looking at the inside with its kind of spokes and stuff like that. We need to get, it's got a hole here that matches the flat end part of this joint. So we just make sure that that is in there, like that, and that will move there. Very, very nice indeed. And then we flip this around and we have the circle part of this joint here, which we line up on this side here, and then we close it all up. Fiddly to do. What I'm going to do is I'm actually going to do it slightly different. I'm going to attach this part onto the spoke there like that. There we go. And then align it up like that, making sure that everything goes in. There we go. Sealed off. And then it is just one screw to seal it all down. So I don't fully understand why they did this. Why couldn't they put 65 as finishing off the hind leg in its entirety? I appreciate that wouldn't give us much to build in issue 66, which we'll get onto in just a moment, the part we get in issue 66 anyway, but it would have been better because the risk of losing a screw would have been minimal. But yeah, anyway, after some time now, this is the hind leg of the Saber-Tooth Tiger all done, and this is the part we get in issue 66. Got a little taste of it here. It's the whole back portion essentially of the Saber-Tooth Tiger, or one of the sides of the Saber-Tooth Tiger, and it's all, that is metal. That is pure heavyweight metal, and it looks unbelievable. So yeah, I mean, it's great. So what we need to do is flip it around so we've got the inside of it like that, and then we line up the hind leg. Now one of them is a guide peg, and one of them is an actual screw hole, I believe. Or are they both screw holes? No, one of them's a screw hole, and one of them may be screwed at a later date. But this part here is a screw hole, so I'm just going to pop a screw in there to fasten it all up. Weirdly, actually, usually you have silver screws going into metal parts, but this one is a black screw. I wonder why they've done that. Just make sure that that is in properly as well, because it does feel a little loose. I wonder why that is. Is it meant to be two screws? It is meant to be two screws. That is not clear on the... Wait, no, it's not. It's not meant to be screws. Two screws. these are the instructions, okay? That's just one screw into that hole, right? Even though it's got 2 arrows pointing, when you look at this part, it circles this part that's screwed. So this is just loose. Or I haven't screwed it down more properly. Alright, be right back.
A few moments later.
I mean, yeah, I've been at this now for a couple of minutes while I cut, and that is still quite loose. I guess in time it will get tighter, but that is a worry at this stage. I mean, it looks great though, look at that. It looks awesome. Okay, well, we'll see. We'll see what happens with this next week, because next week we are continuing with this side of the saber-toothed tiger, and it's kind of all coming together to join onto the main part. So I hope you'll join me next week just to see whether we can tighten this up. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, give it a like, please comment down below, and I will see you next time. So until then guys, take care, bye bye.